To order. Can all the children stop crying, especially my granddaughter?
No.
No, I know. It's the cry of life. All right, okay. Yeah. All right, roll call, please.
President Byrne.
Here.
Trustees Cook.
Here.
Grieb.
Here.
Williams.
Here.
Hebda.
Here.
Schultz.
Here.
Markwart.
Here.
We have a quorum present. Would everybody please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance? I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Okay. Are there any citizens that wish to address the board tonight other than what will be eventually on committee of the whole? But if somebody wants to address the board on something else, that's fine. No takers? Okay. All right. Appointment of chief of police. Chief, should I take this or do you want it? No, you don't get to take this one.
You get this, sir.
Do I? Okay. Patrick Crease is here tonight. Is that true? Could you come up, Patrick, to the presentation altar? You got one of these in Winnetka, right?
Of course, Mr. Mayor.
You got a hall, you got a village hall?
We do.
Like this?
Not like this.
Not quite this, not quite
100
this
years-
futuristic?
100 years older than this.
I'll bet.
There you go.
Even though it's new,
It's beautiful. It's been redone, but it's old.
it's okay. And you have 3 train stations.
We do have 3 train
Does
stations.
that mean you have 3 tunnels?
We have 3 tunnels,
Wow.
but they're all about 1 train station. So it was a good guess.
Hey, I'm trying. All right. It's with great pleasure to introduce the new chief of police for Vernon Hills, even though he won't be sworn in until the 6th, right, chief? The other chief? This is getting confusing already.
Patrick and Mark.
Yeah, I can do that, I mean.
That might help.
Okay, that's with it. All right, that's great. And Patrick was vetted probably to a fault. Think that's true?
I think so. I'm comfortable with that.
Well, I feel comfortable saying that
I'm-
because I was probably the biggest fly in the ointment. As
I-
far as,
I think a village that makes this decision once every 18 years should take as much time and care as necessary to make the right choice.
and I feel very comfortable with the choice.
That's good to hear.
So, welcome. Do you want to say anything before I start really rambling?
I'm honored to be here, and I'm very excited for the
Okay.
opportunity.
Because I know you can talk.
I can.
Well,
Would you like me?
and I know you can write, and I know, am I off script already?
Yes.
Oh, Tom's handing me what I,
Remember, Chief, less is more.
well, no, not always, trust me. And so, in any event, is your wife here tonight?
My wife is traveling for a family funeral tonight. She will
Oh, that's
definitely be
important.
here along with the children on June 6th.
Okay,
very
so
much
you're,
look forward.
you're solo,
I'm solo tonight.
That's
Kids,
okay.
kids are in school, wife's out of state.
okay. And Patrick actually lives in Gurnee, which is not far.
Not far.
And with that said, we need a motion, don't we? Oh, now I got to go on script. I seek the consent of the Board of Trustees with my appointment of Patrick Crease to the position of police chief with an effective date of June 6th, 2017.
Motion to approve.
Second.
Motion is second. Comments or questions? If not, roll call.
Trustees Grieb.
Aye.
Williams.
Aye.
Hebda.
Aye.
Schultz.
Aye.
Markwart.
Aye.
Cook.
Aye.
Okay, motion carries.
Welcome.
Thank you.
Well, now, we need a motion to approve ordinance 2017-060, excuse me, an ordinance to authorize the execution of an employment agreement with Chief of Police Patrick Crease. Is there a motion?
So made.
Second.
Motion is second. Roll call.
Trustees Williams,
Aye.
Hebda,
Aye.
Schultz,
Aye.
Marport,
Aye.
Cook,
Aye.
Grieve.
Aye. Motion carries. Now, I'm going to adjourn, but first, I just want to welcome you to the Village of Irving, okay? Yeah, Barb, you can say whatever you want all night long. Trustee Williams, who's,
No, I
oh,
just,
you want to say something? Yeah,
I'm going
okay.
to try to anyway.
Okay.
I know I said goodbye 2 weeks ago, but just one more time, I just want to thank the people for allowing me to sit here and tell you, may God hold you in his palms of his hands until we meet again. God bless all of you. Must have.
Plus, there was a very nice article in the paper. I don't know, Mick, you didn't write it, did you? Oh, you did? Okay. Well, it was actually a very nice article. And a nice picture of Barb holding,
Two pictures.
You were holding the sign.
well, you were,
Oh, I was sitting.
I
there.
wasn't in
Yes,
the
I was.
pictures. What the, I caused an eclipse of the moon, for God's sake. So in essence, all right, is there a motion to adjourn Sindai?
So made.
Second.
Motion is second, roll call.
Trustees Hebda,
Aye.
Schultz,
Aye.
Marport,
Aye.
Cook,
Aye.
Grieve,
Aye.
Williams.
Aye.
Okay. That is the last aye, right? Motion carries. Okay. Let's swear us in.
Okay.
Who's getting up to swear us in?
I'm getting up to leave.
Oh, you got to get up to do that. Yeah,
We're all
yeah.
getting.
Yeah,
up
well,
late.
yeah. All right. Well, Tim.
Yeah.
Let's give a hand to Tim Grieve.
Thank you.
Tim served out the 2-year term of trustee Jean Schwartz when she moved to South Carolina. Or more accurately, she moved to Hollywood.
That's true.
And Tim also served us on the police pension board. Okay, I guess I'm first, right? Well, can I come out there? I have people coming.
Barb, wait. Barb, wait.
Oh,
Where's Barb? Barb, you're part of this
I'm
entourage.
coming, I'm coming.
Don't be leave a word of what you said when I closed it.
But where am I gonna stand? Can I
Wherever you
stand over
want.
here? Or here's another one. I'm gonna stand over here. Okay. So I should take this off. Barb, she come? Okay, okay.
Behind home.
God, you're part of the.
Don't worry, you can have
Well, hi there, sweetheart.
Go. I put up with.
Okay.
I know I do.
All right, here, give me one of them. What am I supposed to do with this?
Nothing. Put your hand over here.
Right hand?
Your right hand up, your left one here.
Okay. Well, get over it. Well, all right. Now, this is the three
You
of
can
you.
say it together.
Oh, okay. I can see it. I think I know it by heart.
Repeat after us. I, Roger L. Byrne,
I, Roger L. Byrne,
do solemnly swear
do solemnly swear
that I will support the Constitution of the United States
that I will support the Constitution of the United States.
And
and the Constitution of the State of Illinois,
Do I have to say that?
Yes.
Okay. And the Constitution of the State of Illinois, even though it's kind of flawed. Okay.
And
and that I will faithfully discharge the duties
I will faithfully discharge the duties
of the office of village president
of the office of village president
according to the best of my abilities,
according to the best of my abilities,
dated the second day of May, 2017.
dated the second day of May, 2017. And just for the record, Lynn Deanda is a notary public, so this is legal. Oh my God. All right, Lynn, yeah, what the hell? Okay. All right. Okay. All right.
Guys, that's
Yeah.
good. Tim's got him. Thank you, dear.
So I,
You've got to sign all these too,
yeah, I will.
at some point, yeah.
All right, so next up is trustee Cook. Who swears you in? Not Aaron Lyle?
Now that we found out that wasn't me.
Yeah. Not Patrick Byrne? He's done it once.
I, Tom Cook Jr.,
I, Tom Cook Jr.,
do solemnly swear
do solemnly swear
that I will support the Constitution of the United States
that I will support the Constitution of the United States
and the Constitution of the State of Illinois,
and the Constitution of the State of Illinois,
and that I will faithfully discharge the duties
and that I will faithfully discharge the duties
of the office of village trustee
of the office of village trustee
according to the best of my ability.
according to the best of my ability.
They need to be signed. Next.
Hello, Lynn.
Hello. I, James E. Schultz,
I, James E. Schultz,
do solemnly swear
do solemnly swear
that I will support the Constitution of the United States
that I will support the Constitution of the United States
and the Constitution of the State of Illinois,
and the Constitution of the State of Illinois,
and that I will faithfully discharge the duties
and I will faithfully discharge the duties
of the office of village trustee
of the office of village trustee
according to the best of my ability.
according to the best of my abilities.
Congratulations.
Thank you. Thank you.
Can I bring all my,
Yep.
You can bring the entourage.
okay, thank you. Okay, good.
I, Craig Takaoka,
I, Craig Takaoka,
do solemnly swear
do solemnly swear
that I will support the Constitution of the United States
that I will support the Constitution of the United States
and the Constitution of the State of Illinois,
and the Constitution of the State of Illinois,
and that I will faithfully discharge the duties
and I will faithfully discharge the duties
of the office of Village Trustee
of the office of Village Trustee
according to the best of my ability.
according to the best of my ability.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Lynn, Craig, you need to come up here and sit on the dais.
One more.
Yeah, I know. Well, I'm doing this one.
Oh, you are.
Well, allegedly. Right, Dad?
Sure.
Do you want the?
Want the Bible?
Oh, do
No.
you have a,
No,
do I need to?
no.
You're good. Please raise your right hand.
Or can they read it?
Yeah.
My parents read it with you, or?
Yeah, absolutely. Lynn, you could stand in front of me, because then
Okay.
everybody will still
Okay.
see you. Here. You ready?
I,
I, Dave,
David J. Oppenheim,
I, David J. Oppenheim,
do solemnly swear
do solemnly swear
that I will support the Constitution of the United States
that I will support the Constitution of the United States
and the Constitution of the State of Illinois,
and the Constitution of the State of Illinois,
and that I will faithfully discharge the duties of the office of the Village Trustee
and that I will faithfully discharge the duties of the office of Village Trustee
according to the best of my ability.
according to the best of my ability.
Dated the second day of May 2017.
Dated the second day of May, 2017.
okay, say it's okay, Lynn. Yeah, congratulations. Rod, and you are, very nice to meet you. Very nice to meet you. David, congratulations. Go sit down, please. I gotta sign them.
Yeah, and they have to sign them too, so, and
Yeah.
the inside, you gotta sign.
You're the big one. What? Did Tom go to the facility? Oh. Oh, I thought. Okay. All right. Well, I could sign these anytime. Well, tonight I should. Okay. Okay. All right. Well, how do you correctly pronounce Sindai? Cook wants to pronounce it. Go ahead, Tom.
It's either seen or seen. It means without a day. It's Latin for without the next day.
Well, that part we knew, you know. Okay. All righty. All right. I'd like to call the new board to order. Roll call, please.
President Byrne,
Here.
trustees Hebda,
Here,
Schultz,
Here.
Marport,
Here.
Cook,
Here.
Oppenheim,
Aye. Here.
Takaoka.
Here.
Motion carries. We have a quorum present. Should we do the pledge? Yeah, we should. Yeah, why not? Okay. All right. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Okay, second time. Are there any citizens that wish to address the board on anything other than what's on committee of the whole? Because if you're here for the committee of the whole, you'll be recognized, on committee of the whole. I know who you are, but you could certainly identify yourself.
Good evening. My name is Don Cathan, 627 Sycamore in Vernon Hills. On behalf of myself, the residents of Greg's Landing, the Greg's Landing Homeowners Association, I want to say thank you to you, to this new board. We wish you all the best. We're encouraged by the new faces that are on this board. We're encouraged by the spirit of cooperation that I think is binding this board together. And we likewise, as president of the Greg's Landing North Homeowners Association, are committed to work with you in the future. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you. You know, yeah, that goes without saying, you know, whether it's Greg's Landing or Grosse Pointe Village, wherever the neighborhood is. What Barbara actually had a comment today about, we collectively represent everybody in town, and that's kind of a gross understatement. So, in essence, yeah, I certainly congratulate Craig, and you want me to just keep calling you Doc?
Whatever,
No, like,
whatever suits you, Mayor.
all right, Trustee Oppenheim. And it's
Oppenheim.
I'll get there. You know, I'll get there eventually, even though I know the correct pronunciation. I knew you'd correct me. All right, so with that said, anybody else want to address the board? Okay, all right. First item is Proclamation, National Police Week. Peace Officers Memorial Day, May 14th through the 20th, 2017. Chief, you want to do this one?
I don't have it, sir. I would be honored if you would.
Okay, well, I will then. Roger's got too many, oh, I got it. Those that don't want to stay can certainly leave. Are you staying? Okay.
But which one?
Thanks for sharing. Okay. And a cathedral silence falls over the chamber. Okay. Village President's Proclamation, National Police Week, Peace Officers Memorial Day. Whereas the Congress and President of the United States have designated May 15th as Peace Officers Memorial Day and the week in which it falls as Police Week. The members of the law enforcement agency of Vernon Hills play an essential role in safeguarding the rights and freedoms of Vernon Hills. It is important that all citizens know and understand the duties, responsibilities, hazards, and sacrifices of their law enforcement agency, and that members of our police department recognize their duty to serve the people by safeguarding life and property, by protecting them against violence and disorder, and by protecting the innocent against the deception and the weak against oppression. The men and women of the Vernon Hills Police Department unceasingly provide a vital public service. Now, therefore, I, Roger L. Byrne, President of the Village of Vernon Hills, call upon all citizens of Vernon Hills and upon all patriotic, civic, educational organizations to observe the week of May 14th through the 20th, 2017 as Police Week, with appropriate ceremonies and observances in which all of our people may join in commemorating police officers past and present, who by their faithful and loyal devotion to their responsibilities have rendered a dedicated service to their communities, and in doing so have established for themselves an enviable and enduring reputation for preserving the rights and security of all residents. I further call upon all citizens of Vernon Hills to observe May 15, 2017 as Peace Officers Memorial Day in honor of those officers who, through their courageous deeds, have made the ultimate sacrifice in service to their community or have become disabled in the performance of duty, and let us recognize and pay respect to the survivors of our fallen heroes. In witness, therefore, I have hereunto set my hand and caused the seal of the Village of Vernon Hills to be affixed, May 2nd, 2017. Chief, you want to add anything to that one?
Just, sir, on behalf of all the men and women of the Vernon Hills Police Department, I want to thank you for recognizing us today. It has been our honor and privilege to serve the residents of this community, and I truly mean that.
Including you,
Including me,
since you're a short timer now.
so to speak. I'm still not counting the days.
All right, Chief. Well, thank you in advance for the great job you've done. So,
Thank you.
Anyway, that'll continue for about a month. So get ready. Okay, Mellody Farm bond sale. Village Treasurer, Village Finance Director, Nikki Larson. This is your baby.
This is my baby. Thank you. As the village board is aware, the village entered into a redevelopment agreement with Regency Centers in January 2017 to provide financial assistance to develop the northeast corner of Townline and Milwaukee Road. As part of the redevelopment agreement, the village has agreed to provide $18 million in assistance with the developer through the issuance of general obligation bonds, which will reimburse a portion of the public improvements and land costs of the property. This funding is contingent on a series of 19 funding conditions that were included in the redevelopment agreement. All of these funding conditions must be met prior to the village issuing bonds. Regency Centers has provided official notice that the 19 funding conditions have been met, which includes 50% leasing of the center and the closing on the property. According to the redevelopment agreement, the village now has 75 days to provide its portion of the project funding. The village bonds will be auctioned off on a live online auction in order to obtain the most competitive interest rate. The village's actual bond issue will be just shy of $21 million in total, as it has been increased to allow the village to issue or pay the issuance costs of the bonds and to pay interest on the bonds for the first 3 years during construction. The bond sale will occur on May 16th, and the results will be presented at the regularly scheduled board meeting that evening, along with the official bond ordinance that authorizes the bond issue. The best news that I have to report on this item is that the village staff participated in a bond ratings call with S&P Global Ratings in April, and I have to thank the village manager, Attorney Pat Branken, and Assistant Village Manager Joe Carey for their participation in this, because the best news I have to report tonight is that the village did receive a AAA rating on this bond issue and affirmed for all of its outstanding bond issues with a stable outlook, which is a very big deal. That will go a long way in obtaining a lower interest rate on the bond issue. Additionally, and pursuant to the redevelopment agreement, the village will also be funding an additional developer payment of $2 million following the construction of 2 of the 4 outlots. This is also pursuant to the redevelopment agreement. These funds will come from general fund money, with the majority of the revenue generated from the projected increase in permit revenues. And as we talked about at length, $1 million is budgeted to be transferred into the TIF district fund for this year. Staff will return to the village board for authorization to release this payment when the conditions have been met. And I'm happy to answer any questions on the bond issue.
If they, do we have a new AAA, memo from, whether, is it Standard & Poor's, Moody's, and who generates that? Or is that Kevin McKenna or them?
It is them. It is the actual rating agency.
Do we have that yet?
We do have the report. It's out on the village's website. It's very positive, and we're also recently reviewed by Moody's, not an official rating, but just a checkup that they do on their ratings every several years, and they also reaffirmed our AAA bond rating.
And what do you think is the one of the critical reasons for that?
The critical reason is that this board has been very conservative in its spending, done a great job of managing its finances, and has a strong reserve. Because the village does not levy a property tax and sales taxes can be somewhat volatile, the rating agencies require us to maintain at least a 75% fund balance, and the village is above that right now.
Right. And do they like the fact that we're now home rule?
They do like the fact that we're
Wow. Why is that?
They like the fact that we are now home rule because the village has alternate sources of funding that they can implement.
Including?
Independently. Including a food and beverage tax.
But
A property
you get to the nitty gritty. We could issue, if we had to, a property tax.
Correct. Correct.
Okay. Just for those that will watch at home. Okay? Well, that's okay, but let's be honest about the fact that they probably like that. Besides, a food and beverage tax or 17 other home rule taxes, Anyway, does the board want to comment on this? Everybody's free to turn their light on. What was that? Oh, yeah, well, that's okay. Do you want to move on then? Okay, great. All right. Police pension fund contribution. Here's a fund that, we keep on giving to, right, Chief?
Pardon me?
I said we keep on giving to.
Absolutely.
And it's well-funded?
It's very well funded. I think it's somewhere around 83%.
Very good.
Well, is that by our estimate or the state's? I'm not,
Specific, that's by the states.
Right. But by our actuaries, Nikki,
By our actuaries, we're at 62.5% funding.
right,
level.
which is still higher than, what, about 90% of the towns
It is
or cities?
much higher statewide. The downstate pension funds on average are at a 56% funding level, and that's on the states, using the state's assumptions. So you
Right.
would compare the 82% to 56%.
Okay. And with this contribution, we will exceed 43 million? Or what do we got in there now?
Correct. We have 39.6 million as of the
Oh,
end of the
we'll
last
hit about
fiscal year.
42. Okay. All right. Any questions on this one? All right. Yeah, we will write the check. There's no question about it. So, okay. Nobody else has a speaking part. All right. Is there a motion to approve the omnibus vote agenda A through U?
Motion so made.
Second.
Motion is second. Anybody want to pull anything? If not, roll call.
Trustees Markwart.
Aye.
Cook.
Aye.
Oppenheim.
Aye.
Takaoka.
Aye.
Hebda.
Aye.
Schultz.
Aye.
Motion carries. I'd ask what reclamite is, but I'm not gonna. Since you already told us about that once. Okay, under new bit, wait,
Finished.
unfinished, that's right. Oh, yeah. Approval and passage of ordinance number 2017-055, ordinance authorizing the payment to the Vernon Hills Park District in the amount of $100,000. Is this our last payment?
Yes, it is.
Our second, payment of $100,000 for the Kids Castle project. And, bringing it up to $200,000. And what was the total amount, 600?
Yes, sir.
I believe it was somewhere about 600.
Well, it says here on the memo, Okay, so is there a motion to approve?
Motion to approve.
Second.
Motion is second. Roll call.
Trustees Cook.
Aye.
Oppenheim.
Aye.
Takaoka.
Aye.
Hebda.
Aye.
Schultz.
Aye.
Markworth.
Aye.
Motion carries.
Oh.
Oh, God bless you. You know, we'll just get a conference call hookup for you, Barb, in North Carolina. Okay. B, yeah. Approval of passage of ordinance 2017-058, an ordinance authorizing approval to waive the competitive bidding process for aquatic weed and algae control services of various ponds for an amount not to exceed $33,204. And
Motion to approve, however, I'd like Commissioner, Department Head, or Engineer Brown to,
All the above.
yeah, give us the final lowdown.
Thank you. At the very last board meeting, there was discussions, and the board asked me to bring this back before you. What it's about is our Adopt a Pond program. Primarily, it was created for a lot of the White Deer Run ponds, that the ponds were placed on the golf course. So what we look to do is try to treat the algae within the ponds. Before, we had an Adopt a Pond program that did not work very well. We only had a few people who participated in it, so really the program was not effective. So we spent this year talking to White Deer Run, talking to the contractor, who we only had 2 different ponds that they treated before. How can we get better prices? How can we affect more change in the ponds? Ultimately, we came up with a scenario of, if plants are smaller, it costs them less money to treat, so therefore we should get the benefit of it. If we could do more ponds, it should cost them less, we should save some money. So we reached an accord with early bird pricing. They did agree to extend it past April 1. And so before you is the approval for this Adopt a Pond program, and essentially almost every pond within White Deer Run will be treated, and there's other ponds that are treated that are, the Village Hall Pond, Arbor Theater, and other ponds that we own. So recommendation from staff is to approve this ordinance.
Trustee Hebda. Well, we got to change
You
these. We
gotta
got to
change
get the printer out.
Dave, if we wouldn't have done the early bird pricing, what amount would we have been subject to? I just want people to know that by doing this, we're hopefully saving ourselves a significant amount.
Yes.
Because Clark put this out for us.
Yes, just on these ponds, we would have spent an additional about $9,000 more.
Good.
So,
Well, we appreciate it, Clark. That's great. So this will help.
Well, and of this dollar amount, does that include or exclude the contribution from White Deer Run? Because what is that, $4,800?
so from an accounting perspective, we want to have the resolution so we can pay the contractor when the bills come in. We have a side agreement with White Deer Run. They already have it budgeted, and they will be sending us a check for their contribution towards this, and that's $4,800.
Okay, so really we're paying minus $4,800. Okay.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
All right, great. And how many ponds do we have again? Well, we have about a total of over 40, but they're not all ours.
Yeah, I think village-wide, there's like 64
60.
different ponds.
Oof.
And of them, the village maintenance ones are probably in the 36 to 38.
Oh, okay.
And yeah, so this will essentially take care of 90% of the ponds that we either own or through White Deer Run lease are still owners.
Yeah. All right, well, that's good. So when are they going to start? Or have they?
I've lined them up. John is going to sign the contract right after this, should the board approve it, and we will get them started ASAP. They're ready to move forward.
Okay.
I'll second Trustee Schultz's motion.
Yeah, okay. Any other comments or questions? Roll call.
Trustees Oppenheim,
Aye.
Takaoka,
Aye.
Hebda?
Aye.
Schultz?
Aye.
Markwart?
Aye.
Cook?
Aye. Motion carries.
Thank you.
And this will help the irrigation system, right?
Yes, Lake Charles will also be treated, and therefore the Greg's Parkway, Huntington, and Lakeview rely on Lake Charles for the irrigation system. If you are pulling less algae through the irrigation system, that's a good thing. It doesn't end up on our road either. When we go and stripe the pavement and we have white marks, after the irrigation system hit them, they're not necessarily as white.
Does the sidewalk, and anybody, obviously there's people here for Greg's Landing, does the sidewalk ever create a slip and fall hazard?
Not that I've seen,
Okay.
no.
That's good. All right, it's not that bad.
No.
Okay. All right, okay. New business. Craig, you want to bring up some new business?
Sure.
Okay.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. This is, just in response to some inquiries from the community. Was wondering if anyone on the board here would have any issue having our board packets made available online. I know Mundaline, they issue their board packets. They're available online for the community to see. So I know, just again, in response to people reaching out to me in the community asking if that would be something the board would approve. Thank you.
I don't know, John. I don't, Christ, everybody can read the 22 conditions on whatever the project is.
We absolutely can post
Yeah,
both the
that's
board
fine.
packet, we can do the plan commission packet,
Yeah.
ZBA,
Yeah.
so we absolutely can do that, and we're working on the website update right now.
You know what, I'd throw in there the police pension board. Can we do that?
Absolutely.
That'd be special.
It's a public meeting, so absolutely. So,
You like that one, chief?
Sure.
Don't
Full
say that.
disclosure.
No, I won't recommend it till I talk to the new chief. With that said, what,
we
Right.
absolutely can do that.
I know that, Craig, there was something else. You and I talked about it on the phone.
Right, well, that's coming up down the road.
Well, you should talk, you should lay it out there.
All right, so, I had a conversation, was relative to the new behavioral hospital that's being talked
Right.
about. I attended the meeting. There's, I think everyone agrees that there's a definite need for this, but to me, there's a lot of people that have reached out to myself and actually Dr. Oppenheim, who have had experience with this, whether they'd be a patient or a clinician. And I spoke to some clinicians as well, and there are people that would be interested in perhaps being on a subcommittee to help, just ask questions of the entity that wants to pursue this here in Vernon Hills. And, again, just getting more people involved here. And these are people with subject matter expertise.
Yeah,
really.
what I would, and that's what
Right.
we discussed, I'd
Correct.
emphasize, right? We want people that are capable of really giving their expertise, not to mention though, some residents that have had, real family, real experiences.
And even experiences with the Chicago Behavioral Hospital that we're going to visit
Yeah.
on Friday.
And that's, you guys going, who's all going? I know, okay,
Your Honor,
it's okay. Yeah, go ahead, Joe.
I've been coordinating the meeting. We're going to have separate tours for the trustees who've expressed interest in attending. Also in attendance will be myself, Mike Atkinson, one of our building inspectors, as well as Jeff Steingart, fire chief. And then we've also reached out to the police department to see if there's any other representatives who may be able to attend as well.
Well, yeah, that's good. Well, to answer, Craig's comment about the subcommittee, why don't we see what comes out of you guys all going? But we can definitely put it on committee of the whole to make a decision for, what is it, the 16th, our next meeting? Yeah,
May 16th is the next item.
yeah.
I believe we previously discussed having the item up for consideration on June 6th.
Yeah. So our next board meeting being 2 weeks, let's talk about it.
In terms of putting a subcommittee together or in terms of?
Well, both.
recommendations? Okay.
You know, why not?
My light's on.
Yeah.
I cannot go because of my teaching schedule, but I'd appreciate a report back from the three of you trustees to us that can be there to say what you saw, at least, and have some discussion about it, even from whoever else is attending. I know Joe and I have talked about possibly going after school is out, so that'd be great, so.
And I'd be happy to coordinate any other meetings that individuals may want to have, either with the hospital, at their location as Plains, or otherwise an in-person conversation at Village Hall as well.
Doctor?
So just to clarify, we're going to have 2 separate tours, just so that we don't violate the Open Meetings Act
That is
between the
correct.
trustees.
Nice call. Okay. All right. Any other new business that come before the board? Okay. If not,
Motion to adjourn.
yeah, motion to adjourn and go to committee of the whole. No closed session tonight.
Motion to adjourn.
Second.
Motion second, roll call, please.
Trustees Takaoka,
Aye.
Hebda,
Aye.
Schultz,
Aye.
Larport,
Aye.
Cook,
Aye.
Oppenheim.
Aye.
Motion carries. I'd like to call the committee of the whole meeting to order. First item, approval of committee of the whole meeting minutes of April 18th, 2017. Is there-
Motion to approve.
Second.
Motion second, comments, questions, deletions. Okay, roll call.
Trustees Hebda,
Aye.
Schultz,
Aye.
Marport,
Aye.
Cook,
Aye.
Oppenheim,
Aye.
Takaoka.
Aye.
Motion carries. First item, request from James Martin Associates to operate 3 outdoor special events at 59 East 45 and Mike Atkinson. Is anybody here from Martin or?
Yes, there is, Mr. Mayor.
Oh.
And, I'm sorry, he's coming to the altar.
But what, you can start, Mike, you know. Well, you can come up here. Yeah, it's okay.
The event
I
will,
think I know who you are.
I hope. The event will promote the 40th anniversary of James Martin. I believe it's 32 years here in Vernon Hills.
Yes.
And actually, there would be a total of 3 events. They'd all be by invitation only. The first event would be on Saturday, June 17th, from 6 p.m. to 11 p.m. There would be approximately 150 employees and alumni that would be invited. The second event would be Sunday, July 23rd, 4 p.m. to 8 p.m. And this would consist of 250 clients, architects, and builders, along with family members. And the third event would be Thursday, August 24th, from 4 to 8 p.m. And this one would be approximately 100 people from industry peers and such that would be invited. All 3 events would have catered food, along with beer and wine that would be served under a tent located in the front yard of James Martin, and the tent would be about 80 feet by 40 feet. A temporary license would be obtained from Lake County in accordance with their requirements. A temporary liquor license is not required because the event is private and not open to the general public. There would be an outdoor PA system that would be used for music and announcements. And finally, there would be a sign in front of the property, approximately 2 feet by 3 feet, that would identify the event. As part of this request, James Martin is also requesting approval to use the adjacent Metro parking lot. That would be for just events number 1 and 2, which are on Saturday or Sunday when the train station is closed. For event number 1, they're anticipating 25 vehicles that would be parked there, and for event number 2, 60 vehicles. So with that, the special event application and site plan are attached to your packet, and if the board feels this temporary use is appropriate, staff should be directed to prepare a resolution approving the special event subject to the conditions that are outlined in your packet, and a representative of James Martin is here to answer any questions that you might have.
Want to identify yourself for the record?
Good evening. My name is Tom Bolus with James Martin Associates. I'm also a resident of Vernon Hills.
Really?
Yeah.
That's nice. Okay, so these are a series of kind of the 40 years, but you've been here 34 now?
The
24?
32. We've been
32,
in
whoa.
Vernon Hills.
Okay. All right. Do you want to add anything before we vote on this?
Mr. Martin would like me to read a letter that
Okay,
he
go ahead.
presented,
All right.
or he prepared. So, Dear Mayor Byrne and trustees, unfortunately, I'm unable to appear before the village board tonight. I asked my longtime partner and stockholder, Vernon Hills residents, and general business manager, Tom Bolus, to appear to read this letter. On March 1st, 2017, marked the beginning of our 40th anniversary year. For 32 years of that time, Martin Associates has been proud to call Vernon Hills home. We have enjoyed our relationship with the village in many different ways. Our design leadership of the Arbor Theater Park remains a highlight of the contributions to this great community. For the last decade or more, the trust the village has shown in JMA in awarding us snowplow contracts is another example of JMA and the village working together. Back when Katrina hit, we were proud to be the catalyst for the Katrina support event that led eventually to the Fall Festival. In celebration of our 40th anniversary, we are seeking permission to park overflow cars in the Metro parking lot. On a few occasions in the past, the village has been very supportive of our parking needs, and Tom is with you tonight to ask for permission for these 3 events scheduled on June 17th for JMA current associates and alumni from 7 p.m. to 11 p.m., for Saturday, July 23rd from 3 p.m. to 7 p.m., for clients, local officials, family members and friends, and on Thursday, July 24th for our annual partner appreciation event from 4 to 7 p.m. Thank you in advance for your consideration. With appreciation, James P. Martin, President, signed, Jim.
Okay. Is there a motion to approve?
Motion to direct staff to prepare a resolution approving the 3 special events and the use of the Metro Station parking lot on June 17th and July 23rd.
Is there a second?
Second.
Okay, motion is second. Any comments or questions? If not, roll call.
Trustees Schultz,
Aye.
Marport,
Aye.
Cook,
Aye.
Oppenheim,
Aye.
Takaoka,
Aye.
Hebda.
Aye.
Motion carries. Did they have to, well, the lot is actually ours.
That's correct.
Right. Okay. So do we have to worry about any cross easement agreement?
No.
Well, I'm talking from a liability standpoint.
We are requiring a certificate of insurance. We have one on file right now.
They're going to name us?
It'll name us as an additional insured.
Because we want you to be, the lead defendant. Okay?
Let's hope that there's no defendants.
Yeah, well, we're just, thinking of ourselves on that one.
Right.
Okay, okay. What else? All right, motion carries. Thanks for coming in, Tom.
Thank you.
All right. We get a request for an outdoor dining and seating establishment permit for Mcalisters located at 99 East Townline Road.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor, and as the board is aware, Mcalister's opened within the past year, not even a year open, and they're in the building formerly occupied by Famous Dave's. For this request, 9 tables with a seating capacity of 36 customers is proposed on the existing patio on the front north side of the building. This patio, which includes a guardrail around the perimeter, was previously approved by the board as part of the ordinance that granted the renovation, the facade, and everything else that was associated with the property. So with that, the application, along with pictures of the furniture, are attached to your packet. And for tonight, if the COW feels this request is appropriate, staff should be directed to prepare a resolution approving the outdoor dining license subject to the conditions outlined in your packet. And the owner of Mcalister's is here to answer any questions you might have.
All right, Mike, so is there any issues on this or any question? Trustee Cook.
Well, at first I had a concern until I went back there because that is the side with the drive-through aisle and it is right up against it. But since your drive-through is pretty much strictly phone ahead order, it's more of a pickup than an actual, drive-through where you talk into a box or that. I don't see it as being a problem. Just so you're aware, if there are umbrellas, they can have no, logos or signage or anything on the umbrellas. I do admire your confidence that we're going to approve this because when I went by there, the tables were already there, although they weren't set up yet. But I don't see it as being a problem.
Thank you, Mr.
Okay. Any other comments or questions?
Motion to direct staff to prepare the resolution approving the request subject to the 2 conditions.
There's a second.
Second.
Motion is second. Roll call.
Trustees Markwart.
Aye.
Cook.
Aye.
Oppenheim.
Aye.
Takioka.
Aye.
Hebda.
Aye.
Schultz.
Aye.
Motion carries.
Thank you.
So I guess you could use the tables. Okay. All right, Townline Animal Hospital. Is anybody here for that one?
Yes, Your Honor. This is a consideration of a report recommendation made by the Planning and Zoning Commission regarding a special use permit for an animal hospital located in the Townline Common Shopping Center at 555 East Townline Road. Dr. Singh is here. She also appeared before the Planning and Zoning Commission on April 19th to present plans for what would be called the Townline Animal Hospital. It requires a special use permit within the BP zoned district. She's a licensed veterinarian and is seeking to propose a 2,200 square foot inline space adjacent to the Dental Works build property. Her proposed location is the former AT&T spot. They're proposing to offer traditional veterinary services, which include wellness care, consultation, surgery, dentistry, radiology, and ultrasound. However, it's important to note that no kenneling or daycare services would be offered, and that the hours of operation will be Monday through Friday from 9 a.m. through 7 p.m., and on Saturday from 9 a.m. to 2 p.m. So for animals that might be receiving surgery that require overnight stays, they'll be partnering with neighboring animal hospitals that provide that service. Another item of note is that any waste pickup or refuse collection that's required from the animals will be provided by them as a condition of approval. This property is located within the core retail area overlay. This is an area that was designated along Milwaukee Avenue and Townline Road to designate specific retail sale entities within our shopping centers. Any property or any use that's over 20% of the gross square footage of a shopping center would require village approval. However, as you'll note, the proposed inline space being only 2,200 square feet, that is significantly lower than that threshold. The shopping center itself is 285,000 square feet. So that's actually under 1% of the total square footage of the space in that building.
And the space that's there now or was there?
It was former AT&T.
Okay.
The Planning and Zoning Commission recommended approval 6-0 for the special use permit. The conditions of approval are in your packet and were outlined related to the no kenneling, so they wouldn't allow pets or animals to stay overnight or to have daycare services, and also for the business owners to provide waste cleanup options outside the building and make sure that anything is found on the property for it to also be remedied. If the committee of the whole feels that the request is appropriate, it is recommended that the staff be directed to prepare the necessary ordinance granting approval of the special use permit to allow an animal hospital to be known as Townline Animal Hospital to be located at the Townline Shopping Center on the legally described property, subject to the conditions of approval listed in your packet. And the petitioner is here to answer any questions.
Doctor, you want to state your name for the record, please?
Sure. My name is Dr. Karen Singh. I'm a resident of Mettawa, grew up in Lake Forest, and have practiced in Vernon Hills for most of my career.
We'll try not to hold that against you. Is it Mettawa or Matawa?
It's Mettawa if you're from there.
Yeah,
We get corrected often.
Yeah, well, yeah, it's okay. It's fine. Does staff have any concerns about this one? No. Okay. Any questions from the board to the doctor?
Just, there will be no surgeries, right? The most aggressive thing you'll do is maybe a dew claw removal or something like that, or not even that?
No, there's surgery.
We'll do surgeries within my capacity. I'm actually a pretty advanced surgeon. We just will not be keeping pets overnight. So if there is not a doctor in the building, there will not be a pet in the building.
So okay, so everything basically is then treat and release, the same day outpatient?
Correct. We'll be partnering with a veterinary specialty center in Buffalo Grove.
Right,
for any
yeah,
critical-
yeah, yeah.
Sure.
Okay.
So you got the reciprocal
So
of
if-
sorts, okay.
So if you do have to have a dog or a cat that has to go overnight, they could be transported over to the Buffalo Grove facility, correct? Okay, perfect. Make a motion to approve.
Second.
Motion is second. No further comments or questions. Roll call.
Trustees Cook,
Aye.
Oppenheim,
Aye.
Takaoka,
Aye.
Hebda,
Aye.
Schultz,
Aye.
Markwart.
Aye.
Motion carries. Welcome to town. No, no.
Thank you so much. and
Well, at
congratulations.
the board, we gotta still vote, but, yeah.
Thank you. I can stop taking Pepsid now, and
you
welcome
go.
to the new board members as well.
Yeah, all right, welcome.
Thank you.
All right. Okey dokey. Gym Spot and M&N Rhythmic, consideration of report and recommendation from Planning and Zoning Commission regarding various items, including the proposed site and building plan and special use for a children's recreational facility for the property located at 500 Bunker Court. Joe, you got this one.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Right.
Representatives from Gym Spot and M&N Rhythmic Gymnastics appeared before the Planning and Zoning Commission on April 26th and May 1st to consider plans for location at 500 Bunker Court to request an approval of a special use permit to allow a children's recreational facility at that location. Of note, the meeting on May 1st did take place due to a technical error where the agenda was not formally posted in the bulletin board outside in Village Hall. However, notices were appropriately sent out to the surrounding property owners, as well as the appropriate signs being posted at the property itself. The petitioners are proposing to relocate their business from their existing location in Mundelein, which is located at 915 Tower Road. The use will be primarily for scheduled gymnastics classes. However, certain birthday parties may take place on a scheduled basis. Competitions will be taking place at an outside location. They do recognize and acknowledge as a matter of record that the location that they're proposing to utilize will not have the space to do a large-scale competition. The petitioner is intending to operate very similar to their classes in Mundelein, which are Monday through Saturday from 9 a.m. to 9 p.m. The petitioner also intends to remodel the interior of the building, but does not plan to do any exterior modifications at this time, nor are they currently proposing any signage. They are aware of the village's sign regulations, and that is something that they may be considering in the future, but as we've discussed with them, that will be something moving forward. The blue colored page that was in front of you this evening is the recommendations that were made by the Planning and Zoning Commission on May 1st. As you can see, the commission voted 6-0 to recommend approval of the special use permit to allow a children's recreational facility known as Gym Spot and M&N Rhythmic Gymnastics. They have a number of conditions of approval listed here. One in particular was one noted by the village for the concept presentation, and that was the execution of a shared parking agreement that will be in place prior to the issuance of a building permit and in place during the operation of the facility. Another item, which is also attached in the white page stapled to the blue-colored document, is that they will provide us a copy of their parking and drop-off rules to the village, so we have an understanding of how their operations will work during the daytime hours of their operation. So if the committee whole feels request is appropriate, it is recommended that staff be directed to prepare the necessary ordinance granting approval of the special use permit to allow a children's recreational facility to be known as the Gym Spot and M&N Rhythmic to be located at 500 Bunker Court within the BP Business District, subject to compliance with the variations and conditions of approval listed above. And the petitioners are here to answer any additional questions.
Is this a similar agreement for the use, involving the Loomcraft building?
The former blast zone, is that correct?
What is the blast zone, right?
Yes. Yeah, that
Is it former or is it closed?
To my knowledge, they've closed.
Oh, in the last couple of months?
Yes.
You sure?
It could be 6.
Okay, that's all right. Okay, so is it this similar to that?
Yes, yes, it is. With that particular location, we did require them to have a lease agreement with the adjacent property owners.
Yeah, okay. I'll open it up to the board, the board. Any questions? All right. Okay, is there a motion to approve?
Motion to approve in accordance, or direct staff to prepare the necessary ordinance based on the 4 conditions. Most specifically, though, from my mind, the shared parking agreement, because my granddaughter, who was here earlier, spent a lot of time up at UA, and that's a zoo. So, yeah, you need the parking spaces.
So which one of you is rhythmic versus gymnastics?
She's rhythmic. Oh, no.
I was gonna say,
I'm the gymnast.
You're the gymnast.
you're the gymnast, she's the,
rhythmic gymnast.
well, I'm glad I asked that, okay. All right, fine. All right, so there's a motion, second, all the above? Roll call.
Trustees Oppenheim,
Aye.
Takaoka,
Aye.
Hebda,
Aye.
Schultz,
Aye.
Markwart,
Aye.
Cook.
Aye.
Motion carries. Welcome.
Thank you very much, appreciate it.
Thank you.
All right. Okay, last but not least, Rust-Oleum. Am I jumping ahead?
Nope.
Okay, is there a motion to approve?
So made.
Second.
Any comments or questions from staff?
That would be to direct the staff to prepare the necessary ordinance.
Right.
So do so.
In accordance with the parking standards, landscaping plan.
Wait a second,
It's-
wait a second. Wait a
It's
second.
the purple sheet that's on your.
Scott, you want to say anything?
No.
Because I got a timer, just for you. Okay? This will be a great addition to not just the building, but the community, and add roughly 100 jobs. Hey, this thing's not working. What the hell? All right. Well, that's okay. So a motion and a second, and,
Yes.
all right, roll call.
Trustees Takaoka,
Aye.
Hebda,
Aye.
Schultz,
Aye.
Markwart,
Aye.
Cook,
Aye.
Oppenheim.
Aye.
Motion carries. Well, it's nice to see you, Scott, you know?
Thank you.
See you, Scott.
You want to say something? Go ahead. I don't blame
We
you.
didn't make you put the tie on just for this, did we?
Yeah. I mean, if the president was here, he'd have got some airtime. Who?
No.
Oh, yeah. It's just as well. The ego is oozing here. All right. Okay, is there a motion to adjourn? We're not going into closed session to the committee at all.
So made.
Second.
Motion is second, roll call.
Trustees Hebda,
Aye.
Schultz,
Aye.
Markwart,
Aye.
Cook,
Aye.
Oppenheim,
Aye.
Takaoka.
Aye.
Motion carries. Thank you and good night. And that's it. See you in 2 weeks. Or sooner.